Всем хай. Мы играем в Vampyr. Так, продолжаем играть в вампира. Нам сказали подняться по лестнице.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Ох.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you?
Хуяси.
I mean you no harm, saith the vampire. Present yourself. I need a word with anyone.
Хераси.
Well, that's something I can do for you.
Так, вот, значит, на.
And who might you be?
Так, подожди. А то качество крови мы тут нашли. Доктор Эдгар Свонси.
I'm not sure that I know anymore. Might I at least learn the reason of your presence? That's none of your concern. Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me. Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them. The calling card of a vampire. Like you. You seem the expert. How would that be? I have my secrets, as you have yours. Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you? Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I am performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on. What have you uncovered concerning the murders? It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docs have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different. How different? A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
Okay.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to? Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about. Something tells me not to trust you. Then the feeling is mutual.
Так. Пока что что-то как-то ни хера не понятно, да?
And what exactly is this brotherhood? Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time. Then help me find the culprit. I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door. I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here. You thought I was your aggressor? That explains a great deal. We are both chasing the same shadow. Perhaps. This is all new to me. I'm not even certain what I'm looking for. You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against. No. I will find the monster. He is mine. How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
Ну, как бы...
I'll end him. Then and I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
Окей. Продолжаем тогда расспрашивать чуваков. Мы, кстати, можем с ним, по-моему, еще раз поговорить, да? Или нет? Или да? Так, значит, да. Ну ладно.
I cannot enter.
Тут закрыто, ладно.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight, and I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
Так.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin. His hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
Вот так вот, да?
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk as usual. But my God, his eyes, his face. He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently,
Окей.
Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
Так. Так вот, значит, на. Интересно. Дайсон Дилейни. Том Уотс. Сабрина Кавендиш. Так вот, значит, на.
Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
And you're still ugly as sin.
Так, ладно, от тебя толку никакого, понятно. Так.
Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Who is he?
William? Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah, like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
Интересно.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
А ты ж хитрожопый, а?
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
Окей. Так. Смотреть лодки. Ну что ж, пошли на лодки смотреть.
What's been done to me, to this city?
Записывайся в Королевский флот. Есть вопрос, приходи в ближайший вербовочный пункт. Да у меня есть вопросы. Что за херь происходит? Я прямо отсюда вижу, что сейчас будет очень-очень херово. Ага. Ага.
Shut that foolish mouth of yours. You ever known McCullum to be wrong about anything?
Right. No time I can remember. But I've only been gone for 3 weeks to the day.
All the more reason to shut.
Так. Угу.
If the man says a bloodsucker's dug in here, you've got one job.
It ain't human! Kill it!
Интересные ребята. Прям я бы даже сказал, чересчур интересные. Ах ты ж сука. Так, погодите, что там у нас? Кое-кто из наших соратников считает, что наше главное преимущество в борьбе с кровососами заключается в том, что они не могут выходить на улицу днем. Поэтому мы можем уничтожить их в логовых, когда они спят. Такая ошибка характерна для новичков. Во-первых, потому что вампиры умны и пользуются множеством уловок, чтобы сбить нас со следа. Во-вторых, потому что их убежище наполнены смертельно опасными ловушками. Для истребления кровососов в их убежищах понадобилось бы слишком много людей и времени. Лучше всего выслеживать и уничтожить вампиров, когда они в самом деле уязвимы, ночью, когда они охотятся. В это время гораздо легче заметить их и атаковать. Вот почему стражи Привьена должны измениться и применять новую тактику с использованием небольших мобильных патрулей, новинок техники и современных средств связи. Мы можем многое почерпнуть из опыта войны во Франции, новую стратегию, методы использования нового снаряжения и оружия. Гранаты, белый фосфор, ультрафиолетовый свет, бронежилеты и огнеметы. Стражам пора перейти в 20 век. Новая война, Джеффри Маккалум, лидер стражей Привена. Вот так вот, значит, да. Ладно. Хочешь так, будет так. Патроны нашли. Патроны — это хорошо. Патроны мне нравятся. Сомневаюсь, что вот такие железные ящики вообще тогда существовали. Так. Привет, Тули. Ща мы тебя загрызем. Че, все, да? Кончился. Вот славно. У меня какое-то нехорошее ощущение, что на самом деле это мы всех покромсали вообще. Так, рукоять. Ага. Кровавый след идет куда-то вот сюда вроде.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Так.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
I must have more. Oh dear God.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Так. А Вильяма-то мы накеросинили.
It's locked. I cannot enter.
Так. Так. 65. Так, подожди. Так, дубиночка.
It's not too late.
Привет, чувак.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without...
Ебать.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by Skal?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
Так, она... Фють! И упорхнула, зараза такая. Это, по-моему, уже отъехал. Нет?
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
Окей.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed this drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I almost tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
Слышь, если он тебя заразил, и у тебя, блин, какая-то нахер паства, мы тебя нахуй зарежем.
Best come as well. The sun is soon to rise and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Вот да, кстати. Нам надо тут пошариться немножечко.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Ага. Кстати, у нас теперь еще и дубинка есть. Дубинка, я вам скажу, неплохая. Так, выдвигаемся на рассвете. Ну на рассвете там самое оно выдвигаться. Не, ну интересно, блин. Прям даже неожиданно интересно. У меня к играм Don't Not все-таки такое скептическое отношение, потому что да, у них получилось хорошая Life is Strange первая. У них получилось отличное, как по мне, эти, господи, приключения Капитана Спирит, небольшой интервал ко второй Life is Strange. Но, блин, сама вторая Life is Strange говно. Remember Me странная. Я, честно, ее не осилил. Именно этим и надо с этими ледями заниматься. В смысле, вот за спиной их самое нормально обсуждать. Вы чё?
If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
А вот насчет True Colors и Twin Mirror, я не знаю, я в них не играл, и сейчас, учитывая нынешнюю политику, я боюсь, честно говоря, их записывать, потому что ну нахер. Что за пропаганду какую-нибудь влечу, хотя я как бы никогда не пропагандировал ничего, и у меня в целом очень такие скептические взгляды в сторону всех этих меньшинств.
Dr. Reed, marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Так, ну и шо?
Well, then let me be blunt. join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Ладненько. Так, и что у нас, собственно, со всякими идеями интересными?
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke,
Долго вы будете
it's not what we
подниматься.
have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Окей. Интересная херня. Так, я принял помощь доктора Свонси. Буду работать в Пемброкской больнице. У меня нет выбора. Этот человек знает о моем состоянии, о том, кем я стал, о том, что я вампир. Это невероятно. Я ничего не знаю об этой больнице. Все здесь будут думать, что я Джонатан Рид, знаменитый хирург. Хотя это уже не так. Я должен лгать им всем, пациентам, персоналу. Это мой новый дом. Здесь я буду прятаться от всех, кто преследует меня. Здесь я буду прятаться до тех пор, пока не пойму, что происходит. Ага. Это у нас все еще первая глава. Чуваки.
Rotten bureaucracy. Each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river. Try it
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir,
А я да.
please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
dance with him the dance of life and death.
А зачем? Вот такие штуки мне очень не нравятся. Вы мне выбор-то дадите вообще, нет? Почему я должен его есть? Может, я не хочу.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Потому что никого я убивать не собираюсь.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Так, а вот, собственно, и больничка. Территория у больнички, надо сказать, нехилая. Богадельню-то отстроили, дай боже. Так, свинцовая пластина.
It's locked, all right.
Так, еще часики какие-то. Ладно. Винт какой-то. Мне не нравится то, что у меня здоровье уходит автоматически. Это, мягко говоря, не очень.
I cannot enter. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Так. В больничку мы, допустим, зашли. Или мы зашли куда-то не туда. Я, по-моему, до сюда дошел, но не факт. Так, и что вы предлагаете?
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Окей.
I would like to ask a few questions first. What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Окей.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
Окей.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Окей.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Окей.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
С медсестрой поговорили. Так, стеклянная пробирка. Я думаю, нам стоит пошариться. Вот здесь вот. Так, ни хрена тут нет, понятно. Слышь, мать.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Так.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Окей.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Окей.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Ага.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
Ага. Ага. Ну, что-то еще можем здесь.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swanson.
Most of them.
It would be...
Так, понятно. Ага. Без подсказок никуда. Ну ладно.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Привет, мужик.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Okay.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Так, окей.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Так.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital...
It's more than...
Don't be misled.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
You've nothing to prove, Dr. Tippett, to anybody. And we all praise your experience. Please, have some rest.
I am perfectly fine, and I am not too old for this job.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran.
No.
You've nothing to...
I am perfectly fine.
Так. Угу. Так, вот, значит, на.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Давай еще вот с этим поговорим.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Какой интересный.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Okay.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Так,
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Окей. Так, тут подсказки нужны.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Так, давайте посмотрим. Так. В принципе-то чё? В принципе и все на сегодня, я думаю. Ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь. Всем пока.